In the previous video, I told you about two types of data type: user defined data type and system provided data type. So, in this lecture, I will tell you about system defined data type. So, in system defined data type, also we categorize in some different what you can say part. There we will see so that to remember like this categorization is done to remember easily, like it will make you to remember easily. Okay, that's why we did some categorization after. So this comes under what type of data type? This comes under system provided data types. So first we have first category is there, integer based data type. Okay, integer based data type. So how we should understood this and how we should learn this? So the data type, integer based data type, can be differentiated based on four aspects. What are those aspects? Those aspects are size, state, and default value, and signed and unsigned nature. So those aspects are size, state, and default value, okay, and signed and unsigned nature. How it will be, I'll tell you. You will learn this. So first we have sort int. So this is the data type. Okay, now we will see about this data type. So first things we have to see size. So see here, I told you now four aspect, we can use four aspect to learn this data type. Okay, so size. Now sort int size is what? 16 bits. What type? What is the state of this sort int? Two state. It means it can store 0 or 1 only. What are the default value? What is the default value? It's a 0. What is the nature of this int sort int? It is unsigned nature. Now tell me, unsigned means it can hold only positive value, right? It cannot hold positive and negative value. Okay. And what is the example? Sort int a. Now a is a data type. Sorry, a is a variable name. Sort int is a data type. What is the size of a? It can store any value. This 16-bit value, right? 16-bit value it can store. So by default, what is the value of a? It is 0. Okay, it can store only 0 or 1. No, it cannot it cannot store x z because it's a two state variable. Now next we have int data type. So in this also we will see four aspect. What is that aspect? This aspect. Size is 32 bits. State is two state variable, two state data type. Default value is what? Nothing but 0. We have default value 0. It is also unsigned nature, so it can also store positive value only. Okay, this is the example int a. Now let's see long int. So we have long int. So size is 64 bits. State two state variable. Default value 0 obviously, and unsigned nature. Okay, it's an unsigned nature. Now what is the example? Long int a. So a is a variable name. Long int is a data type. What is the size of this variable? That 64 bits. What is the default value? It will hold 0. What is the state? How many? What is the state of this variable? A is two state variable. Now we have data type. Sorry, byte data type. So this is a byte data type. This is also a data type which is there in SystemVerilog only. Now what is the size? 8 bits. State is two state. It's also two state data type. Default value is 0. It is a signed nature. Now here you have to see it's a signed. Signed means it can hold positive or negative. I in a previous video I told you, right, from minus 128 to plus 127 value it can store. Total how much? It will store 256. 0 to 256, not 0 to 256. I mean total value it can store 56, 256, right? Now we will see next. What is the next? We have bit data type. Now size is what? Oh, size is only 1 bit. It's a single bit. So only 1 bit size is there. Okay. Now what is the state? It's also a two state data type. Default value is 0. It is unsigned nature. Unsigned means it can store only positive value. Now we have logic data type. Okay, logic data type is nothing but res plus wire. All those if you make combination of this, then you will get logic data type. So size is what? 1 bit. State is here, you see here. State change, 4 state variable. Now default value will be x, because here 0, 1, x and z. So here the default value will come as x. It is also unsigned nature. So positive value only it can store. Now we have res. So if you see res, you have size 1 bit only. It is a 4 state variable and it's a 4 state data type, and default value is x. It is also unsigned nature. Okay, so example here you can see the example, res a. Now we have another data type that is called as wire. So wire data type, what is the size? X only. Sorry, size is 1 bit, 4 state, and default value will be z. Why z? Because it is wire. If it is open means it's a high impedance, right? Between the open circuit, what is the resistance? High impedance, I mean its resistance is infinite. So we call it as a high impedance. So that is why it is a z. It is an unsigned nature. So it can also store only positive value. Now integer data type. So size is 32 bit. It is also a 4 state variable. It's also a 4 state data type actually, not variable. It's a default value is x. It is a signed nature, and it, what is the example? Integer a. So this is the example. Now you see another data type that is called as real data type. So real data type, first we should know what is a real data type is. It can store real value. Real value means what? For example, you have 10.1. This is real value, right? Decimal part is there. Then minus 10.5. So here it should be 0.5. Okay, etc. So size is what? Size is equals to total 64 bits. The size of this real data type is 64 bits. State, 4 state. It's a 4 state data type. Default value will be 0.0. Why 0.0? Because it is a real and it is a signed nature. Signed nature means a value can be minus also, or it can be plus also. A value means a can store, because this is a variable name. So here you can store positive, negative, anything. Now we have real time data type. So it can store current simulation time. So you see here, this kind of a variable will store the current simulation time. This kind of data type is used to store simulation time. It can store floating point value. Floating point value means previously we seen, right? This is like 0.0 or 10.0, all those value it can store. What is the size? So 64 bits. State is 4 state data type. Default value will be 0.0. So this is the default value. Okay, now here it is a signed nature, so it can store positive and negative. Then apart from that, we have what? We have time data type. So time data type means it can also store the simulation time only, but it can store real as well as floating point value. So it can store both. So this can store only floating point, but the time can store both the floating point and real value. Okay, what is the size? 64 bits. State is what? 4 state variable. It is also a 4 state variable, and default value is x. Okay, and it is just signed in nature. So if you see difference between this and this, you will find two difference. What is the difference? First is it can store only floating point value, but it can store both floating point as well as real, both. Apart from that, only another difference is here you have a default value x, here you have default value 0.0. Here it is a signed, means it can store positive and negative time value, but it can store only positive time value. Okay, so this is for the this lecture, and we will meet in a next lecture with we will see, right? We have to see in a code how it is coming. It's like we will prove this. what is the size, okay, it's a unsigned or signed, all those things we will prove in next lecture. Okay, so if you understood something from this video, just like the video and subscribe the channel for the further update. Bye bye.